Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge, and welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. We got delayed a little bit because my other guest that you guys would have seen the post, Melina, she works at the Women's Center of Lansing and has to cover the front desk today, so she couldn't make it with us, but we have another guest to fill in for us. And that's we'll talk about that in a minute. I want to give a shout out to thisent.com. I really like the kind of rewrite up that you did of Every Damn Day with Tamakaya Foster. I think it was on Sunday or something you did that. So thank you for doing that. I like the way you're looking at these episodes with us. So now for my guest on the show, my new friend, Casey Jacobson. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jerry?
I'm doing great. And, today's episode is number 300 in a row. And so when a guest cancels, it gets really stressful and it turns my whole day into finding a replacement guest. So thank you very much for coming on with short notice.
You are so welcome. I'm happy to help out.
And I know, shout out to Dawn, too, because she always recruits guests for me. And I bet she would have talked you into coming on, whether it was last minute or not.
She is awesome.
Yeah. So thank you, Dawn. So let's jump into you a little bit. You want to tell us where you were born and raised and where you went to school and kind of what got you to where you're at?
Sure. So I'm a Michigander. I was born and raised in Detroit metropolitan area. Born in Detroit and raised in Redford, Livonia, all those areas. When I graduated high school, I packed my car up and moved out west. Took a couple weeks on the road and moved to Oregon. And then lived out there for a couple years, kind of a hipsy soul and had to do some things. And then I came back here and, was a real estate appraiser for many years with my mom. Kind of just moving around town in Michigan. So right now I'm living in Williamston. I just moved to the area in September. So,
well, welcome home-ish.
Yeah, thank you.
So when you lived in Livonia, was the Burroughs smokestack still at the dead end of Haggerty and Plymouth, I think it is? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it was.
I used to work for Unisys in that plant there.
Nice.
So I worked in Plymouth for about 5 years.
Okay.
So, what are you doing now? You want to tell us about your projects?
So right now I'm the president of the Greater Lansing Optimist Club, which we'll kind of talk about. But I also work for LaFontaine Automotive Group. I'm in their grassroots department, which is really carrying out their mission statement into the community. And so Lansing became my territory. And my 2 children are now grown, in their 20s, adulting. So I was able to move closer to work to Lansing. So it's been a fun journey.
Nice. So do you want to share what some of that mission is?
Yeah, so LaFontaine's mission statement is to build lifelong relationships that connect families, strengthen communities, and personalize the automotive experience. And so really it's just the hands-on kind of grassroots networking where we do events, sponsorships, helping out the schools, trying to connect in any way we can. So not just there to help, with business, we're there to help the community get stronger, business to business.
Yeah.
So
do you reach out to events that you want to sponsor, or do you have people call into you to ask you for sponsorships? Like, is that something you want to talk about?
What do you think, Jared? It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do get many phone calls. But the really neat thing is I'm able to pick what I feel is dear to my heart, So I work for Kelly LaFontaine, who is wonderful, wonderful woman. And she allows me to kind of dive into things that I'm passionate about, that I can connect the business part of it with my passions and within the community. So hence the Optimist Club too, which is wonderful.
Yeah. So how do people, like if they wanted to get involved or ask for a sponsorship, do you want unsolicited ones or you don't want unsolicited? Like, is there a website they could fill something out instead?
There is a website. Yeah. If you go to thefamilydeal.com, on there will be a guidance that will, you can plug in anything that you're thinking of or that maybe you need help with.
Thefamilydeal.com?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but mostly, I mean, we try to kind of do our own. We'll do, like trunks and treats for the community. Right now, we partnered with Impression 5, which is, it's going on. We just did our last one in June, but we have June, July, August, September, the last Saturday of every month. If you come to the LaFontaine Buick GMC, test drive a vehicle, you will get a free family membership for 1 year to Impression 5. So so it's a really cool thing. We get to, they've been struggling. With the school shut down and so many shutdowns. So it's kind of a nice membership drive, helping them and get their word out again and get the members back or new members. And then they also have a new exhibit. It's called Thomas and Friends. So Thomas is in town, which is super cool. I got to see it yesterday. But we are sponsoring that as well. So go to Impression 5. It's just a wonderful facility. So
we love Impression 5 around here.
Yeah.
They're our kind of people for sure.
Yeah.
So, hey, I might have sorry. Katie, can you Sorry about that with my show being off the wrong time or a different time. It's throwing everyone off. I love Impression 5 is what I was saying. I want to make sure, but I really love this kind of campaign that you're doing too, because I mean, you got to have it symbiotic sometimes. So you guys get someone test driving, and what a 1 year membership seems like something that would be amazing to have.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Good for the families.
So I was telling you a little bit earlier that someone yesterday asked me how I can remain so optimistic and positive all the time, which I can't, by the way, but I do my best and I can usually reset every single day. And then this Optimist Club thing comes along. It just seems serendipitous to me.
Yeah.
So, you want to tell us some about that?
Yeah, so we are the Greater Lansing Optimist Club. We're a newly formed club. We started in September as an official club from the Optimist International. And really our mission is to support our communities, bring optimism. We want to kind of help the youth and really anything that's passionate with our members and engaging in the community with that and just spreading optimism, just happiness. And we kind of formed, I think, during the time with COVID, there was so much heaviness in the air that the more you would do volunteer work, it got lighter. And a bunch of us were like, this feels great. Let's keep doing it. And so we're really a service group. We don't have any money. We just started. So most of the things we do is volunteer work. So it's a neat club. I think we're almost to 30 members now, which is pretty cool. So,
are you recruiting members?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
How could people reach out?
Yes. The Greater Lansing Optimist Club at gmail.com. So that's our email. And then on Facebook, we're Greater Lansing Optimist Club, and we're on Facebook. You can message me, you can email me. We'd love to have you visit. We meet the second and fourth Thursdays of every month. Right now we're meeting at the Residence Inn Marriott in East Lansing. And that's where I'm at right now. We're actually having a meeting here at 4:00. So we'd love to have anyone come visit, come join, volunteer. We're a really relaxed, casual club.
On your Facebook real quick, did you say the Greater Lansing or Greater Lansing?
I'd have to look that up there. I don't know. Let's see. Greater Lansing.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Cool.
Anyways, people can find that. They'll figure it
Yeah.
out. So what are some of the things that you've done so far? Like, have you volunteered?
Yeah. We since September we started our first project. Actually, was when we got initiated into the whole as a real club at Lake Lansing Park. We were staining all the playground equipment, and that kind of continued. We've mulched for them. We've stained the pavilion and benches and things like that. We also had it was called like teacher appreciation packages, and we just put together packages for random schools throughout Greater Lansing, and we just like picked one in Holt, one in Hazlet, like one downtown, and got their names, and we individually wrote cards and thanked them for all the hard work that they've been doing. We also thanked the food distribution because they worked really hard delivering food once every week to all those drive-bys. People had to kind of pull up and put the food in the car, rain, snow, and we just wanted to thank them. So, and there were small things. They were chapsticks, a card, a lottery ticket, just whatever we could come up with.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And we've done book drives and backpack drives for kids, Give a Kids Project. Right now, Saturday, we adopted 3 flower beds for the Downtown Lansing Inc.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, so it's by the Radisson. We have 3 flower beds, and we're going there Saturday morning to kind of clean up whatever's there and plant some new plants. And the cool thing is the Radisson, too, we talked to them, the managers there, and they are helping us with that expense so we can really fill it up and make it look beautiful. So that's kind of what we're doing on Saturday.
So what happens at your meetings? Like, I'm trying to get a feel for this Optimist Club. Is everyone always happy and smiling and optimistic?
We try to be, for sure. So we typically have a guest speaker. So we can gather this now that we're in person. We were Zooming, so it's changed up our kind of way of doing it. But now I picked up some, munchies. We'll kind of gather and socialize. We'll have a guest speaker. We'll talk about some of the projects that are coming up. I have a little game plan for today, just to kind of a get to know you better type of thing for us getting more in person. And then we end every meeting with the Optimist Creed, which is really what drew me in my heart to being an Optimist member. So,
do you have to memorize that?
No, I actually I have a banner that I can even pull up so everybody can see it and say it and feel it.
Do you have it memorized?
I kind of do. I do have it on my card as well, but I think I kind of have it memorized.
Would you mind reading it to us or telling it?
Sure. Yeah. Okay, you guys ready? So the Optimist Creed is: promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there's something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. So I love that. I wish we could all live by that. So
I like it a lot too. I mean, it's I was in a state of depression for a lot of my 20s, and got medicated, had therapy, and all of this stuff. But at some point, I was capable of switching my mindset to almost that very thing. I mean, I talk to more squirrels than I do people sometimes around here. If no one's around, I'm talking to the birds and the squirrels and the bees.
Right. They listen.
Thinking the pollinators. I swear they know me. They come real close to me all the time.
Yep.
But I don't know why that particular part really stuck out. But I would say I try to I strive for that type of attitude, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you, well, I hope this isn't a difficult or a weird question, but, some people can't get in that mindset. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think, what helps me personally is in the morning. I work out in the morning, but I listen to uplifting podcasts, whether it's TED Talks, your talks. I mean, just listening to things that are positive and, really believing it. Sometimes you do have to fake it to make it, and sometimes it's just a smile to somebody and it just makes your whole day. So it's a constant effort. I think we all have to, just be mindful of it.
So I interface with a lot of people that are living in poverty, or they're oppressed, or they're homeless, or they've got substance use disorder. And what I always find amazing is within those populations, there are still optimists in every one of those populations. Homeless people that are way more positive than most people I meet. And then I also deal with the business community and MSU and all these other big institutions, and I can find the biggest pessimists within the wealthy and within the white privileged and all of that. What's going on there, do you think? I'm treating you like an optimist scientist, aren't I? Sorry.
I would say it's gratefulness. I think it's taking your blessings and counting them, and really living in each moment and giving somebody your full attention, looking someone in the eyes. Dawn called, "Hey, my friend Jerry, hey, no problem. Let me plug in somewhere and I'll hop on." I mean, it's like just being in the moment and being present. I think it's just, and then just always being grateful for everything. I mean, every breath, everything that's coming your way is something to smile about and be, wow, thanks,
I think that my guest yesterday said that same thing. Actually, the last 5 guests have probably brought that up. You're the 5th woman in a row, which I think is, I don't know if I've had a streak like that before. But the show is definitely biased, like almost all women guests. Not almost, 60-40, something like that. But gratuity comes up all the time as that thing that can really help you change your mindset. I had to talk to a therapist last year because of a pretty traumatic thing that happened around here. And what she told me to do was just get up in the morning and start thanking everything. Thank you, toothbrush. Thank you, water. Thank you, bar of soap, whatever. And just practicing that just made me, forgive myself, I guess, for some, not being where I needed to be or something.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think serving too, it helps us get out of ourself, and then that just helps us focus on somebody else.
Yeah.
Which helps.
I'm grateful for being able to do what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to promote this, but she said I should speak at your Optimist Club. So
we would love that.
I would love to speak there.
Good idea, Dawn.
So, all right, these 2 things, a positive impact on the community with your work that you do with LaFontaine, and then, and again, a positive kind of community outreach or a club you've started is that kind of your mission, is to try to help people see a better world or see a better life?
Yeah, I guess it is. I've always been a server. I've always been someone that's volunteered time. And I've lived different stages of incomes and things like that, and maybe being relatable to so many people that my heart is, you can just feel people. And so, it's beautifully led me to a position where I do get paid to actually do something I absolutely love, which is serving our community and connecting people. So I guess that would be my mission, is just bringing some smiles and joy to people.
Are you an empath?
What's an empath?
Like you have almost an over too much empathy for other people. I'm an empath. I can cry if someone else is crying, and I don't even know what they're crying about.
Right. I don't know if I'm totally one, but yeah, I definitely have a lot of empathy for people, for sure.
So what's something you do every damn day to kind of push that mission forward?
Every damn day, I try to make at least somebody smile, and I try to at least find something that's to help somebody. You know, today it's helping you with your interview.
Thank you.
You know, you're welcome. But it could be simply just, I don't know, at the grocery store and you see someone struggling to put their groceries in a bag. If they're not nervous of you, then ask if they could use some help, you know, just small things. But every day, do one small thing.
I was speaking to a group on Monday, and I challenged them to find somebody that they're typically scared of and do something kind for them.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, there's a lot of things we have to do to make our city safer, or these kids to cease fire and stop hurting each other.
Yeah.
But I do think these small things are part of that. It's not.
Yeah.
It's probably not the big solution, but you know, restoring some dignity, helping someone out a little bit, so they just have one less thing, and it could go a long way in someone's day.
Yeah.
And you can't predict who, but.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I daisy chained the shows together, and Clarissa had a question to pass to you. And Clarissa says, when you're approaching burnout, like before you burn out, do you detect it? Do you have a mechanism or something that you can sense when you're getting burned out? And then how do you rectify it so that you don't?
I think I listen to my body a lot. I really do try to kind of stay in tune with my health in that sense. And so when I am getting burnt out, I'll feel it more than know it until, you know, mentally, I'll feel it more physically. And then the way for me is to just unplug it all and leave everything at home and get in the car with the dog and go on a nice walk in the nature. So as soon as I can get back into nature, into woods, I feel more grounded. I feel more at peace, and I can kind of rejuvenate. So
yeah. I love nature walks. I have to take them a lot. I'm afraid I don't have that sensing ability that you have, and that I'm just going full steam till I crash. So, so I need to start thinking about that, I think. So tomorrow on the show, I have LaShawn. She runs a consulting company, 1 billion. Sorry. I got to get her name right, or I'll be upset with myself. The name of her company, 1 in a Billion Consulting, LLC. And she's also involved with the Poor People's Campaign, which is taking over the auto building and putting a big, huge community center there. What question would you like to pass to LaShawn?
So if I can take it from a person that I've heard this question from, the question would be that you're told that this is your last day on earth, that you're dying, and you have to take everything with you. So instead of leaving everything behind, you have to take everything, every publication, every person that knows you, like you have to take it all as if you'd never existed. And you can leave only one thing behind. What would it be?
I like that. I've never heard this question before, but I like it a lot. What if I asked you that same question? What would you leave behind?
Oh, it's so hard. But I would. I'm a Christian, so I would say to put your faith in God and let Him lead you. You know, be in love, in a state of loving. You know.
Yeah. It'll
guide you.
So that's how you would determine what to leave behind?
I would leave behind wanting people to have the faith to believe in God.
I see what you're saying. Yep. So
the greatest commandment is to be loving, to be in love, you know, to be a loving, kind person. So I think that would take you miles.
So I wasn't being very optimistic in my interpretation of the question, because I was thinking, what's that one thing I don't want to take with me? I flipped what you said, so now
Gotcha.
I've got a better context to talk with LaShawn about it too.
Yeah. One thing to leave behind, that a lesson in life, or something that, that has meant a lot to you, that's guided your life, that you could pass on to someone else.
All right, I got it now. So happiness, sadness, joy, or hope. Which word or combination of words would you like to talk about?
I would say happiness.
So happiness is a complicated word. It's different for so many people. What's happiness to you?
Happiness to me is just a state of being in peace.
I get a lot of different definitions. That's one of my favorite. It's the almost a state that you can stay in. Like, to me, I think joy is a flash, but I think I'm wrong too, as I listen to people define it for me and what they think about it. But I've always thought as joy was a flash and happiness was a kind of a continuum of maybe that sort of joy. But then the relationship with sadness too becomes really nice and rich and makes your happiness so much better.
That's true.
So I don't know.
Can't have one without the other, right?
Would you say that you're happy?
I would. Yeah. Yep, I am. I'm at peace with my life. I always try to stay there. It's hard always. You always have to keep trying to, things get thrown at you, but you have to find the peace in it, the optimism in it, and the positivity that this is coming my way, whether it's negative or positive. It's all change. It's all evolving, and you got to roll with that and find your peace with it.
Hey, thank you for coming on the show and filling in. This was I love this conversation. I love optimism and trying to get people in that space so that, it's whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. And if you're, I don't know, if you're unhappy through the whole process, then I don't know. I think people should believe in themselves and trust themselves and see their own enoughness sometimes. Yeah.
And you're going to get back in your life what you put out into the world, right? So why not put out the love and optimism and get that back and just be fully at peace? So thank you, Jerry. This was great. It was very nice meeting you.
Well, I'm really interested in meeting you guys more and seeing what this club's about and all of that, and speaking if you'd like.
I would love. Yes.
We also don't forget the flip side of the equation, which is sometimes we got to help them get there, right? And so that could be basic needs. That could be, just checking on a friend. I am worried about depression and suicide right now. I do want to put if you're feeling something bad, reach out to a friend and check on all your friends and family often. Get back connected. Let's take advantage of being open and restore those connections and get that love flowing again. So,
amen.
Sorry about that. I didn't think I was going to go on that tangent, but I'm just hearing too much chatter about people having a lot of issues right now. So
it's mental health is really big right now, Jerry. And I'll be honest. My nephew who's 19 committed suicide about 3 months ago. So it's huge.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. But we need to be there for each other, and check on each other and love one another and accept each other and accept, you might think like, oh, no one's ever had this thought. Really? Like, we've been on earth for how many years? Like, everybody's had that thought. Don't beat yourself up over that thought. Let it go and be a thought and let it pass on. Just park the car and let it go by, So, yeah.
Well, I usually say, take us out with something. You want to do anything more than what you just said? Or
I think that's great.
I thought it was great too. It's almost perfect. Again, thank you for filling in. Thanks for being on the show. It was nice to get to meet you, and we'll be talking, I'm sure.
That'd be great, Jerry. Thank you.
All right, everyone.
Have a good rest of your day.
See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.